Well, my name is Mark Files, and I'm out here at Whispering Winds Girl Scout Camp, and this is a continuation of how to plant in the out in the wild to establish pollinator-friendly habitat. Wildflowers and other things like that will be planted. And what we're showing is how to prepare the soil in the it's late fall here in Oregon. By the way, we're in a beautiful place here in Oregon. What you can do is that we have some brush pile we're going to burn, and then we're going to show how this torch here burns the grass. Now the principle behind this torch is that it boils the water in the existing grasses. Now let's say something about grasses while we're at it. These grasses are imported from faraway places, and they are the invasive species that is really the most terrible one for establishing a natural environment. So what we're going to do is we're going to light this burn pile on right over here. If you'll take a look on it over here. And it was the ranger put it here during the year, and now it's ready to be burned because it's the fall after the rains. And then the second thing we're going to show is where you have established grasses, we're going to burn them off by boiling the top. Here it goes. It's going to make a little noise. We'll take a great picture of that. Okay, now what's going to happen is we will rake this off and put in some new seed that we have ready. And on the burn pile, all we really have to do is get it started. Now, the ranger has a rake, and we'll rake this into a pile later as it burns. And then we'll show you in just the next video, we'll show you how to put out some seed. Let's do a little bit bigger burn pile patch here, okay? So that we get some... Now, as you can see, it's a winter time, and the grasses are not burning. It's just the new ones are boiling off. Okay, let's get a rake and let's put in the seeds. Okay, now in this part, we're going to show you how these are in an earlier video, we showed you how to make what's called hydro seed. So this is homemade hydro seed. And as you can see, these are fully developed baby sprouts of this is clover, I believe. Yes, it is. It's clover. And what we're going to do is, after it's been burned, you just rake off the extra and put in some of the hydro seed. And you see, that's what it takes to get those hydro seed. When the rains are going to come in a few days, we might then take the rake and put those in very gently, just barely cover them, and these will sprout and make a little patch of clover here. Now, we have other seeds in the car like mustard. You see, in a wild place like this, when we have overgrazing, what the animals do is they eat all those plants which are biannual and which come up naturally, like the clover and the mustard. You see, the animals eat them first. But since this once was a place that was overgrazed, but now it's not overgrazed. It used to be equestrian, and now it's going to be a habitat for birds, bees, butterflies, and then later we're going to show you how to make habitat for deer. And now, on the burn pile, when the burn pile is finished burning, we'll take the rake and we rough it up and we put in the hydro seed, and that's the process for planting micro environments. Here we have the ranger. He's raking out this burn pile. This was a big bunch of brush, and after burning it out, the ranger is now raking it smooth, and he'll be putting in a homemade hydro seed right here on top of this freshly disturbed soil. It's a beautiful place. Okay, you ready? Let's put this hydro seed out. And you can rake this up a little bit, Mr. Ranger. Now, one thing I wanted to say is that we're putting clover here now, but in some of these burn piles, these small burn piles, we'll put out wildflower seeds, some of them mustard, and in some places, vetch, and in some places, broccoli. A whole patch of broccoli to feed the deer. Now, I was studying these are called deer plots in many ways, or habitat restoration spots. And clover is one of the very best, but it's not the only thing you can use. Clover tends to give them year-round food. And in this blend of hydro seed is 5 different types of clover from around the world. Some from New Zealand, some from Alaska, and some from Holland. The white Dutch clover is one of the best. And you see, what's good about the white Dutch clover is that it's native and they grow it right down here in the Willamette Valley. Well, in this particular place, what we're showing is when a field is not burned off, what you get is a buildup of thatch or what you want to call fuel, so that you get a hot fire. But if you burn on a regular basis, then this type of stuff will get burned down to the ground, and the nice clovers and wildflowers will come up in their place, and it's a much improved way to protect the soil than to let this stuff build up and build up and build up. And right behind us is some more brush that could easily be a source of a fire. Okay, thank you. Now, what we're explaining here is how to work with the fire department to create segmented places in the environment so that fire cannot run across and spread from one place to another. So here is a new road that was built, and this road represents, as you see up here, a break between the meadow and then the forest that is behind us. And in the event of a fire, this road will be available to suppress the fire. Now, when we get a new road like this, and the management here is going to divide the property, it's 84 acres, they're going to divide it into sections and make these roads in between. And in these roads, we plant things that are beneficial to the deer, to the natural ground squirrels and what have you, and the birds, the bees, and the butterflies. So we put seeds out here in the thing, and we can also use hydro seed along the side. You see, we'll get these going, and what we're going to do is this road goes on over there for about a 1/4 of a mile, and it gives us over 2 acres of what is called deer plot or habitat improvement. As you can see, this fire break road goes along, and we're on a high ground now, but as we go forward, we'll go into the lower ground, because in the lower ground, certain things will thrive more than others, like our peas and some of the other more water-loving plants. Okay, you guys come on over here. I'll show you how these seeds sprout when you have a wet area. You see, what we have here is a little arroyo, or a low area where the water runs off. And if you look at the ground, we have a much better germination. And right here, what we have planted, and we have staked it out, this is radishes that we have planted, and they're sprouting here. And these radish plants will thrive in this wet area and provide food for deer, and especially a high calcium diet that they might like. And we marked them off with a little sign that says radish, and we put there's a 20 feet by 8 feet right here Now, in any low area like here, you can see the native things that make it. There's wild roses, there's winter peas, and many other native shrubs and plants that thrive in the low areas. And so this is one of your secrets to planting your better seeds in these low areas.